Hello my dear students, different combination of different atoms give rise to variety of molecules which is there between the various constituents in a chemical species. So first type of bond we are going, that is covalent bond. How do I write the Lewis dot structure? But here you also have to take care that they have 6 valence electrons only. For ozone, very important, 10 valence electrons, more than 8 it has got, but it's still very stable molecule only. Hello my dear students, I am Priyanka Rajaram from Vidyashram PU College, Temple of Excellence. We shall start with a new chapter, Chemical Bonding and Molecular Structure. As the name goes, we will be learning about different types of chemical bonding as well as the different types of structures of molecules. Okay? Atoms are the building block of matter. We all know about it, isn't it? But most of the atoms do not have the capacity for independent existence. These atoms will link with one another to form molecules. So how are these molecules formed? Okay, different combination of different atoms give rise to variety of molecules and they are very stable as well. How exactly such molecules are formed and what is the reason behind their stability is what we are going to study here. First, we have Cosel's-Lewis approach to chemical bonding. So, what is Lewis postulated? He postulated that atoms achieve the stable octet when they are linked by chemical bond. The atoms, they get octet configuration when they are linked by chemical bond, and when this happens they become really very stable. What is octet configuration? I'll explain in the coming slides. So before that we'll learn about Lewis symbol. G.N. Lewis, an American chemist, introduced a simple notation to represent valence electrons in an atom. And this notation is called as Lewis symbol. Now what do you mean by valence electrons? The electrons which is present in the outermost shell of an atom is called as valence electrons. These valence electrons are also called as chemical gum because they play a very important role in formation of a molecule as well. Okay, so how do we put the Lewis symbol? Here you can see hydrogen. I have 1s1 configuration, electronic configuration. Only one electron is there. So I have put one dot along with the hydrogen. So this is the Lewis symbol for hydrogen atom. Helium has the electronic configuration 1s2. 2 electrons are present. So we have put 2 dots along with helium. Next, lithium, I have put again only 1 dot. Why exactly it is? See, lithium atomic number is 3. So 1s2, 2s1. So it has got only 1 electron in the valence shell. The shell is second shell. How many electrons is there? Only 1 electron. That is why we have put only 1 dot. So I hope you have understood. Valence shell means the outermost shell, and in that shell how many electrons are there? That we are going to represent in the form of dots. Similarly, I'll take carbon. Okay, carbon atomic number is 6. So for carbon 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So in the second shell how many electrons are there? 4 electrons. That's why we put 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dots are put around carbon atom. Similarly, nitrogen has 5, oxygen has 6, fluorine has 7, neon has 8 electrons. When they have 8 electrons, we tell that they have an octet configuration. Okay, in the valence shell, when an atom has 8 electrons, they get extra stability also, and it is also called as octet configuration. So I hope you have understood how do we put the Lewis symbols. Okay. Next is significance of Lewis symbol. What are the significance? The Lewis symbol indicates the number of electrons in the outermost or the valence shell, which helps us to calculate the common group valence. That is, for example, for group 1, the valence electrons are 1. For group 2, the number of valence electrons, it is 2. For group 13, it is 3. For group 14, it is 4. Group 15, it is 5. So it will go on increasing as we move along the period for representative elements. I have already covered this in the chapter classification of elements and periodicity in properties. Correct? So you know what are valence electrons. So Lewis symbol represents them in the form of dots, and it is very easy for us to calculate the common group valency. Okay. Next, the common valence of an element is either equal to the number of dots or valence electrons in the Lewis symbol, or it is equal to 8 minus the number of dots or the valence electrons. Okay. Next, Cosell, in relation to chemical bonding, drew attention to the following facts. So what exactly he understood or what exactly he told us? Okay. First thing is, in the periodic table, the highly electronegative halogen and the highly electropositive alkali metal is separated by noble gases. How is it? Highly electropositive alkali is group 1 and halogen is in group 17. How exactly it is noble gases which are separating them? For example, if you take atomic number of fluorine is 9, correct? Atomic number of neon is 10 and atomic number of sodium is 11. Okay. So if you see the periodic table, in the increasing order of their atomic number, it is going on arranged. Correct? No. So here if you see, this is highly electronegative, or it has got high electron gain enthalpy as well. They are halogens. And this is electropositive element which is in group 1. What are they separated with? It is always separated with a noble gas, or in between you can find a noble gas which has come. So this is the first point which he told. Next, what did he tell? Atoms of halogen gain one electron to form negative ion with octet structure. Now for example, fluorine I told atomic number is 9. What is its electronic configuration? It is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. Now in the valence electron, 5 plus 2, 7 electrons are there. So if it takes up one more electron, it will reach octet. So it will take up one electron, gets a negative charge and reaches the octet structure. Similarly, atoms of alkali metal loses one electron to form positive ion with octet structure. Similarly, sodium also, if it loses one electron, it will get 10 electrons, which is nothing but an octet structure of a noble gas, isn't it? So that is possible. Similarly, the negative and the positive ions are stabilized by electrostatic force of attraction. That means you have a negative charged ion, you have a positively charged ion. Between them, there will be an electrostatic force of attraction because of which they are becoming stable. More about this, we'll see here. See, sodium, it has got this electronic configuration. It loses this electron, it will get the electronic configuration of a noble gas, and we know that noble gases have got octet structure in their valence shell. So obviously this has got an octet structure. Similarly, chlorine can accept an electron and it can get an octet, that is 6 plus 2 is 8. It has got 7 electrons. Now because it has accepted an electron, it has gotten 8 electrons, that is the octet structure. So this positively charged ion and the negatively charged ion, they can combine with one another to form an ionic compound, or in between this there is a force of attraction which is called as electrostatic force of attraction. Okay. Similarly, we have one more example here. Calcium, this is the electronic configuration. It can lose 2 electrons, then it will get the octet structure. Similarly, fluorine can accept an electron to become fluoride ion and get the octet structure. Calcium and fluorine, that is one calcium ion with 2 fluoride ions, it can form calcium fluoride, which is an ionic compound. So these are the concepts which Cosell had explained. Okay. Next we have types of chemical bond. Before I go to the types, what is a chemical bond? It is the attractive force which is there between the various constituents in a chemical species. Okay. So there are different types of chemical bond. The first one is covalent bond. Second, we have ionic bond. Third, coordinate bond, and the fourth, hydrogen bond. So we learn one by one about each type of chemical bond. Okay. Next is octet rule. Now what is octet rule? Atom can combine either by transfer of valence electrons from one atom to another or by sharing a valence electron in order to have an octet in their valence shell. This is known as octet rule. For example, I'll take sodium, okay, and I will take chlorine. Sodium, if it loses an electron and if it becomes Na plus ion, it is getting octet, correct? Here it has got 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 6 electronic configuration, octet. Here 1 electron is excess, correct? Because atomic number is 11 here for this one. Similarly, chlorine, it can gain an electron. Similarly, chlorine will gain an electron to become Cl minus, then it will get octet, that is neon 3s2, 3p5 will get converted to 6 because it got an electron and it has got an octet, correct? Now these two can be together to form sodium chloride. That is, the electron which is lost by sodium is accepted by chlorine to form sodium chloride. This is one of the octet rules. See, atom can combine either by transfer of valence electron from one atom to another or by sharing the valence electron. Here transfer of electron has happened. Sodium has lost an electron, chlorine has accepted that electron, and they have got, both have got the octet structure and they have become stable. Or it can be even by sharing a pair of electron. Okay, 1 or 2 pairs of electron it can share. For example, I'll take oxygen atom. Now oxygen has got 6 valence electron, another oxygen atom has got 6 valence electrons, correct? So I will put that in the form of Lewis dot structure, 6 valence electrons and 6 valence electron. Now these two pairs of electron can be shared among these two atoms and both have got octet now. Now this 6 plus 2 I will add up for this oxygen atom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This has got 8 electrons. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even this oxygen has got 8 electrons. So there is sharing of 2 pair of electrons and then it has got octet. Okay. So this is octet rule. During chemical bond formation, to get octet, either there can be transfer of electrons or there can be sharing of electrons. So I hope you have understood what is octet rule. If you have some doubts regarding about such structures, don't worry, I'll be writing some of these structures again and explaining how do I put these dots and then you form the bonds as well. Okay. So first type of bond we are going, that is covalent bond. Covalent bond is a force which binds atom of same or different element by mutual sharing of electrons. So in covalent bond what is happening? There is mutual sharing of electrons. Okay. So how is a single covalent bond formed? See, there can be single covalent bond, double covalent bond or triple covalent bond. We learn one after the other. Okay. So when two atoms share one pair of electron, it is said to be joined by single covalent bond. For example, here you can see chlorine. Okay. First chlorine atom, it has got 7 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1.7. Similarly, one more chlorine atom has got 7 valence electrons. Now, I have the first chlorine atom, I have the second chlorine atom, here I have 1 electron, here I have 1 electron, a bond is formed. Rest it's remaining as it is. Now, same thing we have written here, okay, 6 electrons here and these 2 electrons is shown which is shared for both. So, when I count here 6 plus 2, 8, 6 plus 2, 8. This is how you write the structure, Lewis dot structure, okay. So, between the chlorine atom, how many pairs of electron is shared? Only one pair is shared. So, it is a single bond which is present between the chlorine atom. Similarly, in H2O, oxygen has got 6 valence electrons, hydrogen has got 1 each, correct? So, what we have done is, this one pair we have written it down. So, 2 pairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is written here, 1 electron from oxygen here, 1 electron from oxygen here, 1 electron from hydrogen, 1 electron from hydrogen. So, here I have 1 pair, here I have 1 pair. So, I have got 2 single bonds which is present and the structure will be like this: oxygen, hydrogen, hydrogen, oxygen has got 2 lone pair of electrons which is not shared. Okay. Now, if you see the octet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 for oxygen, but for hydrogen it is not 8. The stable configuration which hydrogen has to reach is 2 electrons. If it gets 2 electrons, it will be stable because first shell will be completely filled. Okay. Similarly, we have carbon tetrachloride here, carbon with Cl4. Chlorine has got 7 electrons, all the chlorine atoms 7 electrons and carbon has got 4 valence electrons. So, 1 each from carbon. The bond will be like this: carbon, chlorine, chlorine, chlorine and chlorine. So, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Carbon has 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 single bonds are present in carbon tetrachloride and all of them have attained octet. Carbon you see 2, 4, 6, 8 octet. Chlorine, all the atoms have attained octet. So, I hope you have understood about the single covalent bond. Next, what we have? Double bond. Okay. If 2 atoms share 2 pair of electrons, then we tell there is a double bond. Example, we will take about the carbon dioxide. Carbon has got 4 valence electrons. So, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 valence electrons. Oxygen has 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, here I have 2 pairs, that means I have 2 bonds or a double bond. Here I have 2 pairs, that means I have a double bond. So, you can see carbon dioxide, carbon, double bond oxygen we write. So, there is 2 double bonds between carbon and oxygen. Okay. Similarly, we have C2H4 molecule, that is an ethene molecule. Carbon, you can see it has got 4 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same way, this carbon atom has 1, 2, 3, 4. So, between the 2 carbon atoms there is a double bond because 4 electrons are there. We have written a double bond. And between carbon and hydrogen, this is 1 from hydrogen, 1 from carbon. 1 from carbon, 1 from hydrogen. 1 from carbon, 1 from hydrogen, 1 from carbon, 1 from hydrogen. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 single bonds and 1 double bond between ethene molecule. Similarly, nitrogen if you take, nitrogen has got 5 valence electrons. So first nitrogen atom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, second nitrogen atom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is 3 bonds which is present between the 2 nitrogen atoms. Same way it is for ethyne molecule. Between the 2 carbon atoms we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is 6 electrons, that means 3 pairs, 3 bonds are there. Between the carbon and hydrogen there is only 1 pair which is shared, so we have 1 single bond which is present. So this is triple bond. When is triple bond formed? When there are 3 electron pairs which is shared between the 2 atoms. So I hope you understood about the double bond as well as the triple bond. Okay. Next we have to learn about the Lewis representation of simple molecules. How do I write the Lewis dot structure? Okay. For simple molecules we need to know. So the Lewis dot structure provide a picture of bonding in molecules and ions in terms of shared pair of electrons and octet rule. So you have to take octet rule into consideration, and you have to take the valence electrons and arrange them in such a way that they get a stable configuration, okay, or they get a correct type of bonding which is most stable. So there are a set of rules for writing the Lewis dot structure. Which are those? First, the total number of electrons required for writing the structure is obtained by adding the valence electrons of the combining atoms. So we have to add up the valence electrons of the combining atoms to form that molecule. First rule. Second, for anion, each negative charge would mean there is an addition of 1 electron. So if it is an anion, we have to add the charge, that means the number of electrons are extra there. If it's a cation, that means it has lost electrons, so we need to minus the charge whatever is there on that cation. Okay, that's the second rule. Third rule, in general the least electronegative atom occupies central position of the molecule. Now if it is a polyatomic molecule, okay, where you have electronegative atom as well as the electropositive atom, the electronegative atom is there in the terminal and the least electronegative atom occupies the center. I shall explain all of this again with an example, don't worry. Fourth rule, after counting the shared pair of electrons for single bond, the remaining electron pairs are either utilized for multiple bonding or remain as lone pairs. The basic requirement being that each bonded atom gets an octet of an electron. So in Lewis dot structure, you have to see that each atom gets octet of electrons. Okay. Next we'll see how do I write the Lewis dot structure. So I shall explain as I am writing. First we will write for hydrogen, H2. Okay. Hydrogen atom has the electronic configuration 1s1. So I have 2 hydrogen atoms. So how many electrons I have? Valence shell, it is 1 plus 1. So the valence electrons are equal to 2. So now 2 hydrogen atoms I have, each giving 1 electron each. And this is the shared pair of electrons. So this becomes the Lewis representation, or I can just write like this, 2 hydrogen atom and I can put 2 dots like this. Okay, that's for hydrogen gas. Next we write for oxygen. Okay, oxygen 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So how many valence electrons it has got? 6 electrons. How many oxygen atoms we have? 2. So the valence electron is 6 plus 6, that is 12 electrons. So first I'll write the oxygen atom. Okay. Then I'll put 1 bond. That means this oxygen atom is giving 1 electron. This oxygen atom is giving 1 electron out of the 6. Okay. Next what I have to do is, I have to put the other electrons. Okay, now out of 12, 2 are used. So I have 10 more electrons which I can distribute so that both the atoms get octet. So I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 4, 8, 9, 10. I have 2 more left. So I'll put those 2 here and I will form a bond. So now if you see, Both the oxygen atom has got octet. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what is a bond which is present? A double bond which is present. So this is the Lewis representation of oxygen molecule. Similarly, we'll write for ozone now. Ozone, how many valence electron? 6 for every oxygen atom. We have 3 oxygen atom. So we have 18 electrons. Valence electrons are 18. Now how do I form the bonds between the 3 oxygen atoms? What I will do is, I will write 3 oxygen atoms like this. Okay, between each I will give one bond. Okay, so I have got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 electrons out of 18 is utilized. Now how many more are remaining? I have got another 14 electrons. So I will start getting octet for each atom here. So I'll put here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this has got 8 electrons now. Okay. Similarly, I'll put here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this has got 8 now. Similarly, here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. But are there 18 electrons around? Now I will check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 electrons I have put. That means there is something wrong over here, isn't it? So what I am going to do is, I shall just remove 2 electrons from here. Okay. And also I will put a double bond between the 2 oxygen atoms. Okay. So I'll just put the double bond over here, and here comes 1 electron. So now I will check whether this oxygen atom has got octet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is octet. I am not going to touch this. Okay. Now the second oxygen atom we shall see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has got 8, but it has got 1 electron extra, isn't it? So I'll rub it off. So I am rubbing this electron. So my second oxygen atom also has got the octet. Now I have to see the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even that has got 8. All have got 8 electrons. Okay. All the 3 have got 8 electrons now. I'll see whether it is again 18 electrons total. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 electrons are there. Correct? But observe carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons they have got. But here you also have to take care that they have 6 valence electrons only. Okay, they have got octet structure, but are they 6 valence electrons? See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 valence electrons are there for first oxygen atom. Here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is one more electron which is deficient in the valence shell here. So this gets a positive charge. Here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 1 extra electron it has got. So it gets a negative charge. So this is the Lewis dot representation of ozone. So first what you have to see? You have to calculate the total number of electrons. Then put in such a way. First you put one bond each. Then you distribute the other electrons. If it is in excess, then you put a double bond. Okay, then you check whether all of them have got octet. If they have attained octet, then see in the last whether they have more number of valence electrons or less number of valence electrons. If there are less number of valence electrons, that means it is lost one, it has got a positive charge. If there are more number of valence electrons, then what is assigned for it, then it gets a negative charge. So I hope you have understood. If you have not understood also, again we will be learning this in formal charges, why it has got a positive and why it's got a negative charge. So hold on, you will understand it still better. Okay. Next we'll take about NF3. So nitrogen has got 5 valence electrons plus fluorine has got 7 valence electrons. 7 plus 7 into 3 is 21. So I have got 21 electrons here. So total is 26 electrons. So here what I'll do is, there are two different atoms now. Which is more electronegative? Fluorine. So fluorine will be outside and the central atom will be the nitrogen atom. So I'll write nitrogen and then I'll write 3 fluorine atoms around. Okay. Now I'll just put their valence shell. First one bond will be formed. Okay. So 6 electrons are utilized out of 26. So I have 20 more electrons. So first I shall just put their valence electrons and see what will happen. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 7. And nitrogen has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'll see whether the number of electrons and octet everyone have reached. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons they have got. Even fluorine has got 8 octet. Here this fluorine atom also has attained octet. Nitrogen we'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nitrogen also has attained octet. All of the atoms have got octet, but then we'll see the valence electrons also. 7 valence electrons, 6 plus 1, 7, 6 plus 1, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 electrons. Total 7, 7, 7, 21 plus 5, 26. So I hope you have understood. This is very easy. Similarly, now we have carbonate here. CO3 2 minus. Carbon has 4 electrons plus 6 into 3, 18 electrons plus charge is there, so 2 electrons. So it will be total 24 electrons which you have got. And oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. So I will just put carbon, oxygen, oxygen and oxygen. Between each one I will form a single bond. Okay. Now what I will do is, carbon has to get only one more electron here. It has got its valence electrons 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So one more bond if I form, actually carbon has got its octet also. Correct, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 octet it is already reached. But now I will see about the other electrons. How many more are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 24 are utilized. So I have 16 more electrons. I'll come after each oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we'll see whether it has 24 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Only 22 is there, but I want 24 electrons. So this also I'll make it 6, this also I'll make it 6. Okay. Okay. Now I'll see whether each one has got octet as well as they have 6 valence electrons for oxygen and 4 for carbon. Carbon has got 4 also attained octet. Here oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octet. 6 plus 2 octet. 6 plus 2 octet. They have attained octet. We'll see whether they have 6 valence electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 valence electron. 6 plus 1 extra. Okay, it has got 1 extra electron. Negative charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 1 electron, negative charge. Or I can write this as carbon, double bond, single bond, oxygen I will show like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And for the entire thing I'll put 2 minus because they have also shown it as 2 minus charge. So I hope you have understood this. Once again, if you want, I shall explain. Carbon 4 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 electrons are already put. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 electrons are put. Oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 electrons I have put. For this oxygen, again I have put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now if you see, the number of electrons are 24. 6 plus 6 plus 6. Here also there is one more. Okay. So here oxygen 6 electrons plus 6 plus 6. 18 is done. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 electrons are done. But then why this negative charge? See, in oxygen how many valence electrons should be there? 6. But you observe carefully, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 1. ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ 6 electrons plus 1 ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. So these two negative charges only I am putting it here outside. Okay. So I hope you have understood how to write the Lewis dot structure. Okay. Again ಇದಕ್ಕೆ resonance ಬರಿಬೋದು. There is something called as resonance also. I will be explaining in the coming classes. Okay. Similarly, see, you can write for HNO3. Nitrogen has got 5 valence electrons, but in this Lewis dot structure it has got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 electrons. It has lost 1. That's why it got a positive charge. You see for oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is attained. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is attained. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is attained. Okay. And here you have 4 electrons which is shared, so double bond is there. Here you have only 2 electrons, so a single bond. Here you have only 2 electrons, so you have a single bond. And between oxygen and hydrogen also there is a single bond. So this is how we write the Lewis dot structure and the representation. Similarly, Lewis dot structure for carbon monoxide. Between carbon and oxygen we have 3 pairs of electrons which we have shown. Okay. Carbon has got 4 electrons, oxygen has got 6 electrons, total should be 10. We will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 electrons are there. So 3 pairs of electrons, so triple bond and 2 electrons each. But here of course carbon has got 1 extra electron than normal, so it gets a negative charge, and oxygen has got 1 electron deficient. Correct, no? So this is the most stable one which you can write. There are different forms of again writing carbon monoxide, which is called as the resonance structures. Okay. This Lewis dot structure for NO2 minus also we have written. Nitrogen has got 5, oxygen has got 6 into 2, 12 plus 5, 17 electrons which we need to write it this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 electrons of oxygen is written. Here 6 electrons of oxygen plus 1 it has got, so it gets a negative charge, and nitrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 electrons it has. Okay. So the negative charge is because of the oxygen atom which has got 1 extra electron. So I hope you have understood to write the Lewis dot structure. Wherever necessary, please pause the video, listen carefully to what I am talking, and then try to put this Lewis dot structures. Okay. Next is about formal charge. What is formal charge? Formal charge of an atom in a polyatomic molecule or ion may be defined as difference between the number of valence electrons of that atom in the isolated or free state and the number of electron assigned to that atom in the Lewis structure. So formal charge means what? The difference between the number of electrons actually what that atom has in the free state and what are the number of electrons which we have assigned in the Lewis dot structure. Okay. So this is the formula. Formula charge on an atom in a Lewis structure is total number of valence electrons minus total number of non-bonding electrons, that is the lone pair of electrons which is there, minus half the total number of bonding electrons which is shared pair of electrons. So this is for ozone, very very important. Okay. Let us consider the ozone molecule, that is O3 molecule. The Lewis structure of O3 may be drawn as, see, we have the Lewis structure of ozone. Here oxygen has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 octet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 octet, 6 plus 2 octet it has reached. But then for first electron, I will calculate the charge marked as 1. The central atom oxygen marked as 1. How many valence electrons are there in an oxygen atom? Normal, free state. It is 6 electrons. So 6 minus the number of lone pair of electrons. How many lone pair of electrons is there? 2. So minus 2, and then half into how many shared pair of electrons are there? Shared pair you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are counting all the electrons which is there in bonding for that central atom. So you have 6 electrons here. So minus 3, minus 2 is minus 5, 6 minus 5 is 1. So the charge on the first oxygen atom is plus 1. Okay. Similarly, the end atom which is marked as 2. So I will take valence electron is 6 minus 4. 4 is these two pairs, 4 electrons. Okay. Minus half into the electrons which is involved in bonding. Bonding only 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 electrons are involved in bonding. 2 ones are 2 twos are. Minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So there is no charge on that oxygen atom. Similarly, the end oxygen which is marked as 3. Okay. 3 here, 6 valence electrons. How many valence electrons are there? How many lone pair of electrons are there? You have 6 lone pair of electrons. So minus 6 minus half into how many are involved in bonding? 2. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So minus 6 minus 1 is minus 7. 6 minus 7 is minus 1. So it gets a charge of minus 1. So that is how you calculate the formal charge on the atoms in the Lewis dot structure. Okay. So I hope you have understood. It is a very important question for your exam as well. Okay. Next we have limitations of octet rule. See, octet rule, all of the molecules are not following octet rule. So there are some limitations for octet rule as well. What are those? First one, the incomplete octet, okay, of the central metal atom. For example, you observe lithium. Lithium has got 1s2, 2s1. Okay, so it has got one more electron in bonding between lithium and chlorine. It has got one more. So it has got 1s2, 2s2. It has not got 8 electrons, no. In the valence shell, it gets only 2 electrons. It has not got 8 electrons. Similarly, beryllium also is not getting 8 electrons in the valence shell. Similarly, boron also is not getting how many electrons? 8 electrons in the valence shell. Boron has got total atomic number is 5. Correct? No? 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. So how many valence electrons it has got? 3. So 1, 2 and 3 and 1 from chlorine. So even if I count that, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 electrons it has got. Correct? So it has not yet reached octet. So we call it as incomplete octet of the central atom. That's the first limitation. Odd electron molecules. Now for example, if you take NO, okay. For example, if you take NO, nitric oxide. Nitrogen has got 5 valence electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oxygen has got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is a double bond. But see, nitrogen has it reached octet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 it has got. It has not got 8 electrons. Odd number of electrons is there. Similarly, here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again 7 electrons it has got. It has not reached octet. Okay. So odd number of electrons in the molecules. Last is expanded octet of the central atom. For example, you can see here phosphorus, it has got 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valence electrons. When it is bonded with 5 fluorine atoms here, it got 10 valence electrons. More than 8 it has got, but it's still very stable molecule only. Okay, so we call this as expanded octet. Here it has got 12 electrons. Here also sulfur has got 12 electrons, which is more than 8. isn't it? So we call such molecules as expanded octet molecules. Okay. Last is, it is clear that the octet rule is based on the chemical inertness of the noble gas, but some noble gases also combine with oxygen and fluorine. So octet rule mainly came because of the noble gases. All the noble gases had octet in their valence shell, that is 8 electrons in their valence shell, and they are very stable and they are very inert, due to which we considered that okay, if they get 8 electrons they will become very stable. But later it was found that even these noble gases are also reacting with oxygen and fluorine to form different types of compounds. Okay. The last, this theory does not account for the shape of the molecule. We are talking only about the valence electron. We are not talking about the shape of the molecule in octet rule. So these are the limitations, okay, of octet rule. So next class we will be learning about ionic bond and bond parameters. So I hope you have understood today's class. Thank you my dear children. Stay curious, stay focused.